In the public relations war about genetically modified organisms, or GMOs, academics and researchers have been enlisted to explain the science and get the message out. But not all scientists disclose their relationships to the agri-chemical industry. Documents reveal a Canadian teenager and her activism were the subject of emails strategizing how they could counter her message. Here's Alison Vushnik.
And to think that at this point, I was on their radar, and I had no clue.
This Canadian teenager has become a weed in the garden of modern-day farming. Rachel Parent is an activist who believes GMOs should be labeled on all Canadian food. She's got a social media following of tens of thousands.
These are bullies. They're shamelessly going after a 14-year-old schoolgirl who's just standing up for the truth.
In these documents, requested by U.S. Right to Know, a nonprofit group that advocates for food transparency, funded by the Organic Consumers Association, there are emails and documents exchanged by third-party academics and Monsanto and the PR company for the trade association, and emails about Rachel. In one of the documents, Monsanto suggested that Kevin Folta from the University of Florida focus on holding activists accountable. 4 months later, according to documents, Folta was asked by the trade association's PR firm, Ketchum, to make a video about Rachel. The email added, "We try to refrain from personally attacking folks, so don't worry too much about Rachel specifically." The suggested title of the video, "How Do You Agree, Disagree with 14-year-old GMO labeling activist Rachel Parent." 9 days later, this video appeared online titled, "How Do You Agree, Disagree with 14-year-old GMO Activist." Ketchum told Global News this video was made to answer a question posed on the industry website, gmoanswers.com. 11 months after the video was posted about Rachel, Folta presented his own strategy to Ketchum, according to an email obtained by Global News. He writes, "There was a discussion this morning about Kids Right to Know, the junk information site piloted by Rachel Parent as a figurehead. Today I purchased kidsrighttotruth.com and want to populate this. I have no time, but I have an idea. I can provide content." Ketchum told Global News it is not working with Folta to design or host a website.
The industry says jump, and they say how high.
Folta told Global News his university would not allow him to be interviewed for the story, but did explain, "Because I am effective at communicating the science, activists have tried hard to connect me to being some sort of pawn of these companies. It is nonsense." Folta has repeatedly declared he is an independent scientist and speaks publicly because he believes in GMOs, like he did in this Global News appearance in 2014.
What we find is that they're very safe and very effective.
The documents reveal some of his travel expenses were paid for by Monsanto and an industry group. He also received an unrestricted grant for $25,000 from Monsanto. Folta said it was to be used for an outreach program to help him teach scientists about how to talk science. Monsanto said an unrestricted grant to a university is much like a gift. It can have no strings attached. Since the documents were released, the University of Florida has reallocated the money to a campus food bank. Monsanto also added the relationships between the public and private sector are critical and have existed for decades, and they do not ask academics to keep their relationships with the company under wraps. Health Canada and U.S. health and agricultural officials say GMOs are safe, and scientific studies back that up. As for Rachel, she's not slowing down.
I think we get a lot of people on our website. Obviously, when you start to gain that sort of traction, you're going to get on those people's radars. But we're not going anywhere.
Alison Vushnik, Global News.